So how you guys been? It's been almost a year since I've seen you.
Yeah, the new gym opened up and we've been going into
We
it.
just started comp team.
Yeah, Ricky told me. Congratulations, guys. It's not easy to get into comp team.
Yeah, it's fun though.
Did you have to do all the tryouts and stuff?
No,
I don't know.
they basically just invited us
Alicia
a bunch
told
of
me
times.
it's gonna be like right after we move
Right.
for it, so we'll like just miss it.
Ah, well. It's have you done a few sessions with the comp team yet?
We did one last Saturday and one Friday.
Friday. It's a tough session, isn't it?
Yeah.
How did you find it?
Tricky, but like
Freaky.
the 30-minute straight of rolls was fun.
Yeah, you get a lot of roles in the comp team class, don't you? So I feel like the kids in the comp team class learn so fast. Who did you roll with?
Every kid.
I rolled with Alicia twice. I can't remember who else I rolled with.
She's a roll with basically everybody.
Yeah. Alicia's really good, isn't she?
Yeah.
So I want say again.
Might have gone with Kai.
Kai's a big lad as well, isn't he? That'll be a tough role. So guys, I wanted to have you on because as your dad might have told you, like we've started up a Gracie Barra school here in my hometown in Leeds. And I've got a few little champion members. But because it's a new school, they don't really have any other kids to kind of look up to or see that are further down the line. And I thought it'd be really good to have you two on. I know because I've seen you from when you started, and I'd like to ask you just some questions. I don't have any like written out yet or anything like that. It's just a easy conversation we'll have. And want to find how you've experienced jiu-jitsu over the last. How long have you been training now? Just over a year, is it?
Just over a year.
We started like last November, 2019? Yeah, 2019 in like early December.
Yeah, so like just over a year.
Excellent. So was it, I don't recall, how did you hear about jiu-jitsu? Was it your dad telling you about it?
Yeah, our dad was like, I found a gym, I want to do it. Would you guys be up to doing it with me?
And what did you think at that time? Were you like, what is this crazy stuff? Or were you like, oh, this looks cool?
I had never heard of it.
I've heard of karate.
Yeah.
About it, but like, sounded fun, so.
So you decided to give it a go. And do you remember what your first class was like?
I learned how to pass guard.
You remember how you learned how to pass the guard? And did that seem quite strange? Because the guard is like quite a unique position to jiu-jitsu. It's not many times you'd find yourself there.
I didn't understand a single word they were saying.
It's like a different language.
Yeah.
Was it fun though when you did your first class? Did you quite enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Were you trying to practice the moves at home as well?
A little. Like we were trying to remember them.
Right. So when was it that you first decided, oh, I really like this, I want to keep going?
So I think we had 3 or 2 trial classes.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was first one, I like this, we should try it again. Then you guys let us do it a second time. We're like, yeah, I like this. And then if we did a third time, like it was either second time or third time that we were like, yeah, we want to do this. This is fun.
You guys have played like, go on, Gabe.
For me, it was like, I guess, I was like, yeah, this is fun. And then as soon as rugby was over, we started going 5 days a week. And then I was like, yeah, this is really fun.
Right. I was going to say, because you guys have done a fair bit of rugby before, right?
Yeah.
Have you found like the jiu-jitsu helps at all in the rugby?
Actually, yes. One time we were playing kids. They destroyed us. But once we holded them up because I was able to, so a single leg takedown, I was able to reverse it so he couldn't fall over.
All right.
He sat on my knee and they got a penalty.
All right. What about you, Noel?
Yeah. Kind of the opposite. Rugby, it did help. But like sometimes rugby, it kind of helped me when I was trying to like do a takedown because like the tackling would sometimes come into notice.
Do you find you're a bit more confident with kind of being more physical with people?
Yeah, I was always a bit shy at tackling when I started rugby. Like rugby, that kind of, jiu-jitsu kind of helped me get through that.
Right. So, if you remember back to those kind of that first trial session, if I put that person, that Gabe and Nolan in a time machine and transported them to right now, and you had to roll with them, how do you think that would go?
I would probably give them a lot more feedback than I usually do. I would probably, maybe I should go harder because I know I won't risk hurting myself that bad than I usually do with like new kids.
I would probably be like, don't be scared. This is going to be fun. And then like I would because mount's one of the like important positions that you should learn if you're like going to become successful in jiu-jitsu. It's like I would kind of like try and teach myself mount because that's like one thing that could help with a lot of submissions.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. You'd help yourselves and not just kind of like beat yourselves up real easy. Like when I think back of when I first started rolling, I was just like, man, I'd just destroy the person I was so easily. But you guys are much more sensible about it and decided you to help yourself and teach yourself. So is that kind of your game, Nolan? You like to play a lot of mount? Look for the mount?
Yeah, I get put in mount a lot.
Okay.
So I've got like acceptable at escaping it.
Yeah.
But like I used to be really bad at arm bars. Mm-hmm. I'm starting to get the hang of those. So I'm trying to get into mount to like help teach myself those.
Okay.
But mount is a good position to get in because like you can just do a lot of stuff and they'll be kind of struggling because if like you're good at holding it.
Now, this past week, we've been teaching a lot of the little champions, how to bridge and hip escape, because it's like the first kind of few things you need. Instead of me and Professor Mike, who you've not met, keep telling them why bridging and hip escaping is important, why don't you just tell them a little bit about, how you escape them out and that kind of thing?
For me, you got to incorporate the bridge. But what you do, you got to trap their leg first and then trap their arm and then bridge to that side and just keep swapping around because eventually they'll get off you.
That's right. So yeah, if you trap the arm, the same side leg, and then bridge over that way and you roll them over, you mean where you end up in a close guard. That's good. And then for the hip escape, it's kind of like where you frame on the hips, isn't it? Yeah. And then you do like a little bridge into a hip escape, get your knees through. A lot of the times, I don't know if you guys find this, I find it's like the mixing up of the both of them. So like I'll kind of go for my rollover, but then when I see they're kind of defending it, I'll do my hip escape. I find that works quite well for me.
Yeah.
So do you guys think that you've changed much since starting jiu-jitsu?
Yeah. I've probably like when I first started, I was probably more like aggressive like rugby because you always have to be on point. Where in like jiu-jitsu, it's more be calm, and then when you get the right move, just do it. So like for me, I'm probably a little bit more calmer now for stuff like maybe arm bars, or I won't be moving as hard. I can probably save my energy a little better now.
I find that I'm being a lot more active, like when I'm doing it. Cause like before when I was putting mount or guard, I like had no idea what to do. So I just sit there.
Right.
Or like do something. But now I find I'm a lot more active and aggressive and like getting to those positions so that like I can work my way through.
Yeah, it's really strange when you start, isn't it? There's so much to learn that it's like, what do I do? But then when you start to develop like a little bit of an idea, it kind of comes together a bit more. Can I throw that question at you as well, Adam? Do you think the boys have changed much over the last year and a bit since they've changed jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, I think yes. So for the first about 9 months, they were going twice a week. And so I think that it was like a really good hobby. It gave them, they were definitely getting better. We were seeing improvement. They were learning, and it was fun. Like we always had a fun time. I train as well. So a lot of times they would stay and watch me, or, I would come after them and get to watch their roles and things like that. But I would say like in the last 3 months, especially since rugby ended, both of these two, so they have two younger brothers that also train in jiu-jitsu, but these guys now do it, now with Comp Team, they do it like 6 days a week. And I think since they started going 4 or 5 times a week, very consistently every single week, that's where we've noticed like the big change. I would say even in their physical like fitness, like their fitness and endurance is up. They're a lot more confident with each other. And where I've noticed it is they're a lot better at executing things. So we're seeing a lot more like Nolan was saying, like with his arm bar, that's something that he's been really working on because it was a struggle for him. Like he was really slow on it. He wasn't really able to set it up well. But now that he's been doing that so consistently, like last week he had a roll and he nailed it. Like it was just a beautiful, beautiful arm bar. It was really fast. And he saw it coming, right? And I think like that's the thing is that we're seeing changes, that awareness of, themselves, like Gabe said, even just being able to slow, like they used to be super aggressive and their rolls were funny to watch, but there wasn't really like good technique in it. It was just like, they were like just going at it, they'd be like rolling down the mats with each other. But now it's a lot more technique. And you can see, especially like when new kids come in, whereas like the boys used to just kind of hold their own. Now they kind of like wipe the floor with them after they get into a few classes and let them come in. I think like that's been cool to see just that progress on that side.
And this one again for you, Adam. How come you wanted? I know you wanted to start as well, but was there any particular reason you wanted the boys into jiu-jitsu as well?
Well, we have 4 boys, and so we have a lot of energy in our house, and the gym was just down the street from us, right? And I always had like an interest in it myself, and I kept hearing a different podcast and different guys I follow on Instagram talk about how good jiu-jitsu was, and so it was like definitely like on my radar. And then, like I said, one sport ended for 1 season. The energy was just getting too high in our house, and I'm like, we've got to find an outlet for them. And there was no other sports really going on. And so we decided to give it a shot. And then, like I said, I do it as well. And I absolutely love it. And I think that that's been really fun for us, having all of the boys and myself do it, is we have that common thing that we're doing together. And we're in Australia now, but we're getting ready to move back to America. And we're going to actually put jiu-jitsu mats in our garage so we can continue to roll and practice together at home. And it's just been super fun.
Is there a lot of jiu-jitsu talk around the dinner table now, or do you keep it to the gym?
I would say that we talk about it sometimes, but more so when like we get back, right? Or like
right after class and stuff. Yeah.
On the way home, I usually will go pick them up and like watch their rolls at the end of class, and then we'll usually be talking about it all the way home and stuff like that. So by the time we get home, mom doesn't have to listen to us anymore.
So guys, are you excited about heading back home to the States?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to miss Gracie Barra.
Mm-hmm.
Good rugby teams, but I'm excited because there's a lot more stuff in America. Or at our house, like bikes, more balls, trampolines.
Are you going to miss some of the friends you've made?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is that...
Was Harvey Edgar there when you left?
Say again?
Harvey and Edgar?
Yeah, they were, yeah.
Yep. I'm going to miss them. And then another kid started coming named Ronan during COVID, and I'm going to miss him a lot, too.
He came on the Zoom calls, but he had never gone before, so we didn't have a game. We're like, why does this kid not have a gi on?
He's wearing a karate suit.
And then, like, when he came, we, like, talked to him, and we're like, hey, we've seen you. And he's like, yeah. And then we just talked. We became friends. We've made a lot of friends here. It's going to be sad saying goodbye to them. Like, jiu-jitsu is a fun place to make friends because, like, you roll with them, but then like in the end you're laughing about like if you beat each other or the funny moments, and then you can just make friends out of that.
Even like Eric, where he's like so much better than me, I like kind of shout like he's so much better than me. Why should I be talking to him? Now I'll just go up to him, say something. He's like, yeah, like the kids actually know us now. Where when we first got there, I was like, who are these kids? They don't know us. Wow, those kids are good.
I get you. Yeah, you do make good friends on the mats and quite quickly. But you know, you've always got things like Zoom. You can always keep in touch with them as well. That's the nice thing about these times. And another cool thing is that, you know, how old are you guys now? 10. So, you know, in 8 years' time or something, if you guys, whether you're going to college or not, you can always go traveling as well. And, you know, you'll still be friends with people all around the world now. And you can maybe go stay with them in Australia again, do some jiu-jitsu. That'll be awesome. Apart from that, guys, I wanted to talk to you. I mean, this isn't jiu-jitsu related in the slightest, but how's your YouTube channel going and the streaming?
We've basically stopped making videos because it's like Nolan's job to edit them, and like he doesn't really do, but it's fine. But then I start streaming like every Saturday and Sunday.
Like, since we've kind of been running out of ideas here, because like we've done really everything we can.
Like in March, we hit a spree. When we started, but we already have like quite a few ideas in America that we can do.
Yeah, but like one of the reasons we're excited to move back to America is so because like we have Nerf guns, a trampoline, like waters, balloons, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So like we're gonna make a lot more videos there. We think.
And you guys do a lot of streaming of your video games.
Yeah, like
Fortnite around every Saturday.
We've been like running low on actual videos, but like to keep up, we've just been streaming every Saturday and Sunday.
And they don't do bad. Like one video, they usually have like 4 views by the next day.
Didn't one of them get like 16?
That's awesome, guys. Well, it's awesome you staying so consistent with it as well, even if it's just, you know, doing your streaming. I think that's awesome. Awesome thing to get into. So is you heading back to Chicago, is it?
Yeah, we live about an hour northwest of Chicago. So,
okay.
Like I work in the city, but I won't work in the city when we go back. But at some point, I will work in the city again. But yeah, so we live outside of the city there. We've been here in Australia for actually 2.5 years. Next week will be 2.5 years since we moved here, and yeah, it's been amazing.
That's awesome, guys. And it was there no kind of jiu-jitsu places near your house? So
there are a couple. So there is a Gracie Barra, but it's just like a little bit too far away. Like it would be at least a 35-minute drive, and then if you got in the traffic, it could be like 50 minutes.
And that's every day.
And that's both directions. So it's a big commitment. There is a different Gracie gym that's about like 15 minutes from our house, which we're gonna check out, and then we'll see what else. And we'll have our home gym too, so we'll keep rolling with each other.
Excellent, guys. Well, it's so nice to speak to you. Thank you very much for coming on and doing this. It's great to have a little catch up. I hope Henry and Coco are doing well as well.
Yeah, they're doing great.
Excellent. So yeah, I'm going to sign off with you guys now, stop the recording, and we should do this again sometimes. You'll have to go on and you can do it on my podcast, and guys can tell me more about your Fortnite streaming. Of course, if you want to anyone listening to this that wants to hear me do a podcast with Adam, me and Adam did a good 2-hour-old podcast one rainy Sunday in Bondi. So yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you. Okay, keep in touch, guys. I'll see you soon.
All right, take care. Bye.
Bye.